I was pretty active outdoors, sports was a big part of my life. I played football and basketball and baseball in high school. It was kind of a big thing, big part of my life. I was 17 right before my senior year in high school, and I fell out of a tree. I was camping at a state park up in Michigan and fell about 50 feet, so pretty severe injury, kind of lucky to be here when it all was said and done. So, I had T10 para. I was a complete break of my T10 area. So right about the belly button level is where I lose sensation, where I become paralyzed. It was a small rehab center in Pontiac, Michigan, believe it or not. And just a young therapist that was very go-getter, and we experimented and learned together as I learned how to be functional in a wheelchair. It was 1984 when I was injured, and there weren't a lot of choices in chairs, and particularly there just weren't a lot of options at that time. My first chair was a folding wheelchair that had swing-away footrests, and my feet stuck way out in front of me. So it was a challenge just functioning in that type of a wheelchair, let alone learning how to use a wheelchair. Looking back at it, I think that's one of the things that's been pretty neat over the 28 years that I've been in a wheelchair is the evolution and the changes that have occurred and how they've made a difference in my life and then so many people that I see every day. I think the big thing that changed my perception on using it as a daily device was getting into sports and recreation and seeing what a difference a properly fit chair made on the basketball court and on the tennis court, and I got really involved with downhill skiing and how being part of that piece of equipment made such a huge difference in your function in those sports activities. When I got my first basketball chair, when I had a chair built that fit me for the basketball court, and I got out of my folding chair that I was playing, initially started playing wheelchair basketball, and seeing what a difference that made and how I could be functional, and thinking, wow, if I could do this in my everyday chair, what an easier life I would have. So I think that was probably the key moment when I got my first basketball chair. When I think of TiFIT, I think of my functionality and how I use a chair and how my chair fits me like a prosthetic device, like somebody that would have an artificial limb and a leg or an arm. It has to fit that individual person, and I think that's what I've been able to do, and what I see out in the field, that people that have a chair that has that have put together a chair that fits them perfectly, they're more functional, they're more active, they're more able to enjoy everything. If probably people that are using a chair have had this scenario happen to them before, where they've gone into a restroom and somebody's camped out in the handicap stall reading their paper, or changing their clothes at an airport, or using it for something other than what it's designed as. And so now I have to wait out there, but with a chair that fits me like a glove and is as narrow as it is, I can use a standard restroom stall. I don't have to wait. I can be functional, and that's just one example that comes to mind. Getting through doors, not tearing up people's trim in their house because I'm too wide to get through doors, or just not banging into the refrigerator, not banging into the sofa, not different things that I see other people struggle with on a daily basis. I'm able to be so compact and have such a smaller footprint, maybe, I guess is a good description, and I can be more functional in that way.